What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with some more Dynasty content. Today, I am talking Dynasty Buy Lows. These are the players that in your Dynasty leagues, I'd be sending some offers in before your season gets kicked off, before their value gets drummed up too high. I'll talk about the reasons why I think these guys can outperform where they are currently viewed by most fantasy football players, and why they're currently viewed the way they are. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I have tons of Dynasty, all your redraft, week to week content to keep your lineup right. Those start sits, fantasy profiles, basically everything you'll need for your season. Waiver wire, buy lows, sell highs, all that good stuff. Hit that sub button. Stick around with Fantasy Joe. Win your championship. If you don't want to win your championship, don't hit that sub button. No sweat off my back, but I'd really appreciate it if you would like, comment, subscribe. I respond to all comments, so let's hop into it. All right, Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne's on this list because of his recent injury. He's going to miss the 2020 season. Here's the thing, though. I don't expect this to hinder his future potential the same way that Cam Akers' Achilles injury did. I think Travis Etienne is going to be fine next year, going to be ready to contribute in a major way. It's about a 12-week injury is what I hear, but since he hadn't made the 53-man roster, he's going to miss the whole season. So in other words, he should have more than enough time to get ready for next season. Travis Etienne in college led the ACC all-time in rushing touchdowns, in rushing yards as well, was a dynamic receiver in college, can really do it all on the ground through the air. The kid's really quick too, can take one, to the house. I love Travis Etienne. Think he's an extremely talented back. That's why I'd be offering, I think you might be able to get this guy for a first round rookie pick next year or something like that at this point if you're willing to wait a year on him. And it's like I'd be more than willing to do that. I think he's still a dynamic back. He was worth the top 5 pick in your rookie drafts last year. And yeah, Travis Etienne's a guy I really like, and I think you can buy low on him because of the injury dip, and I think he's going to be locked and loaded, ready to go next year. So if you're a dynasty team that isn't going to be competing for a championship this year, I would certainly try to move some pieces around, see if you could get a Travis Etienne locked and loaded in one of your running back spots for your next football season. All right, number 2, Jacoby Myers. Some interesting stats here I've got in Jacoby Myers. So right now I think he's viewed so lowly just because, it could be him and Nelson Aguilar, even a tight end potentially that leads this team in targets, although I don't think it's going to be a tight end. I'm just saying it's within the realm of possibility when they added with Jonnu and Hunter Henry that the targets can be spread out. But I really think Jacoby Myers is going to lead this team in targets this year. I think with the addition of Mac Jones is going to help him out a ton for fantasy. If we look at just his stats last year when Cam Newton was on the team, obviously they had 5 passing touchdowns last year as a team. I just think the team in general passing the ball is going to be dramatically better. Even if Mac Jones has an awful rookie year, they were just putrid last year passing the ball. So Jacoby Myers last year in 14 games with Cam Newton, who, like I said, only threw 5 passing touchdowns, had 729 receiving yards on 81 targets. He had an 80.1 receiving grade according to Pro Football Focus as well. I think you give him a significant upgrade at quarterback throwing the ball. He's already a talented player to begin with in that slot role in New England where we've seen wide receivers be extremely fantasy relevant. I think that type of boost at the quarterback position is going to get him to close to 1,000 yards this year. I think he could easily hit it, and this is a guy you could acquire for basically nothing in Dynasty. A third-round pick might get him. A second-round pick would almost certainly do it. I don't think I'd give up a second for him, to be honest with you, but a third-round pick and, some random scrub in your team could probably land you Jacoby Myers if you're in need of a receiver this year. I think he'll be very solid for fantasy, and like I said, he's a guy who I think this is one of your last chances to be able to buy him for pennies on the dollar. He's a talented wide receiver and an offense with lots of opportunity and just got a significant upgrade at quarterback. So that's why I would buy Jacoby Myers in Dynasty right now. Last one up might be a bit of a surprise. Zach Wilson. Wilson's looked really good in the preseason. I just think he's a guy who in a couple of years could be a solid fantasy option for you. I don't think he's going to have, the reason he's on this list is he's been drafted in rookie drafts or in most leagues. He got drafted behind Trevor Lawrence, obviously, Trey Lance, Justin Fields. Probably not Mac Jones, but there's a chance even Mac Jones. So he's being taken probably as a 4th quarterback in most of your leagues, rookie quarterback. I think he's, the New York Jets obviously haven't been an offensive powerhouse in a long time. I'm not saying they're going to be. But this is the best Jets offense they've had in years with Elijah Moore, Corey Davis at wide receiver. And then they drafted Elijah Vera Tucker to add to left guard to go with Mekhi Becton. They've got it actually. No, I don't want to say they have a good offensive line, but again, this offensive line is much better than it has been in a long time. And Zach Wilson's looked good in the preseason. He's shown some flashes. Obviously, he's playing against base defenses, but I really do think you could get this guy for basically nothing at this point in your drafts or in Dynasty. And I think he's got a chance to be a lot better than people think. Another thing I want to point out with Zach Wilson is I think he has a little bit more rushing upside than people think. I don't think he's going to be running for 500 yards every year, but I think he could run for 250. Something solid just to add to your team, give you a little something extra on the ground, along with that passing volume. I think he's a guy in a couple of years could really be slinging a lot of touchdowns if that Jets offense and front office can continue to build around him. That's a big if, but again, I think you can get this guy for pennies on the dollar right now. He's a guy who doesn't have much hype going in right now. Tony Romo the other day said he thought he could be a top 3 to 5 quarterback. The arm talent is certainly there. That's why I want to take the swing on him. Guy with an arm like he has, and the price you're able to buy him at currently, I would love to buy him in Dynasty Leagues. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that sub button before you leave. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Fantasy Joe. See you guys next time.